Welcome to the Bayou City Soccer Podcast. Whether inside or outside the loop, we are talking everything soccer in Houston. Y'all ready? Let's get it. Hey everyone, welcome back to a special episode of the Bayou City Soccer, a segment we like to call Orange Talk. I am Rudy Segura. Today we're catching up with a guy who made the absolute most of it, his moment this week. Houston Dynamo forward Gabe Segal. Gabe has been splitting time between the first team and Dynamo 2, but on Wednesday night he got to start against his former club, New York City FC, and he delivered in a big way, scoring twice, helping Houston to a 3-0 win and making club history with the Dynamo's first ever victory in Yankee Stadium. His performance didn't go unnoticed. Gabe earned a spot on the MLS team of the Matchday, and we wanted to bring him in, talk about that night and what it meant to him, and how he's staying ready for when his number's called once again. Let's get into it. Gabe, first off, congratulations on the performance against New York City FC. Let's go back to that night. What was going through your mind leading up to that match?
Yeah, I mean, it was first of all, thanks for having me. But yeah, it was a very exciting night for me to go back to the team that I got my first opportunity in MLS with. So I knew it was a special game in that way in itself. And as well, I haven't been getting that many minutes recently, so I just knew it was a big opportunity for me. So I went out on the pitch and did the best I could, and obviously I was happy with the result, both on a personal level, but as a team as well. I think it was a big night for us.
Yeah, and you didn't celebrate either of the goals. Clear sign of respect, I assume. What does NYCFC still mean to you, both personally and professionally, Gabe?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely was a sign of respect. I have a lot of love for the club over there. As I said before, they gave me the opportunity to make it in this league, and I'm forever grateful for that. And I have a lot of friends on the team still, and the coaching staff, and just everybody at the club. So I was happy to be back there.
And let's talk about the second goal, the penalty. Normally we see Amin Bassi step up for those. Obviously, he was missing. How is it decided? You know how to take it this time? Is there a hierarchy, or is it more in the moment decision, or paper rock scissors? How did it come about? I guess.
I mean, I think under normal circumstances with the personnel we had on the field, Griffin Dorsey would probably be taking it. But he was nice enough after I asked him a few times. He recognized it was a special moment for me and allowed me to take it. But obviously, not at the MLS level. That was my first penalty, but I've been taking penalties since I was a youth player. As you said, with the second team, all throughout my career. So I was confident when I stepped up.
And you've kind of developed a bit of a reputation here, showing up for big moments. You scored on your Dynamo debut. Last season, you netted one in front of your family against DC United, your hometown. What is it about those moments that seem to bring the best out of you?
Yeah, I don't know. I think even going back to my New York days too, I had a few goals that were late in the game like that. So I don't necessarily try for it to be dramatic, but it's that's kind of what it's been. And I think this one in particular, I was pretty happy about, given as we talked about before, not having many minutes recently, and I think it was a big. Step for me in terms of I've just had to kind of be patient, and I don't know like what's gonna come in terms of minutes or and getting on the field. So I was proud that I was able to stay ready throughout the last few months and everything, and just wait till my name was called. And I think I was happy that I was able to take advantage of it.
Yeah, it's funny to mention that because obviously we saw several changes in the lineup on Wednesday. You get the start, it's a kid Ponce being out, you kind of touched on it a little bit, but yeah, if you can go in further on how important is it to capitalize on that opportunities that come by.
Yeah, I mean, I think every time you get on the field in MLS, especially being a American player, still somewhat young and all that, and haven't had loads of minutes in the league, I think every time I get on the field, it's an opportunity to kind of advance my career and kind of keep it alive and prove to everybody what I know of how confident I am in myself. And but you obviously got to go out and show it. So staying ready when you're not playing is a really important piece of that because there it does put a lot of pressure on the few minutes that you get here and there, and it's not easy always to play one game here and then not play for a while and then play 5 minutes here and all that. So I was definitely thankful to the coaches for believing in me, giving me a chance to play. And I think it goes back to also just what you do day to day in training. I think I approach it the right way every day and still um, work my hardest to get out of it what I can every day. So when these moments arise, and you never know when they do, then you're ready.
Yeah, and this year you mentioned about seeing not a lot of minutes, but you spend both or time with both first team and the Dynamo too. How would you describe that relationship, Gabe, between those two squads, and what's different, and how do you or did they help you in your growth?
Yeah, I mean, I think it first comes down to they have a great system in place. The coaches that they've had there last year when I went down, it was Kenny at first, who's now with us full time with the first team, and Jeremy stepped in, did a great job, and then now Marcelo is doing a great job there too. So I think it's really nice to when you do go down to have the coaching that's there, and then just the system in place to be able to kind of step in, get minutes when you need, when you're not playing as much with the first team.
And yeah, last season obviously you spent I think 11 or 12 games with Dynamo 2 and you score about the same amount of goals. Um, but whenever you're not starting regularly in either of the teams, you mentioned a little bit, but how do you stay locked in and are ready to perform? Like what do you use as motivation, I guess?
Yeah, I think it is kind of motivating that I always believe there's gonna be a chance at some point, and I don't know when that is. It could be a week from whenever that is. It could be months, but there will be a chance, and you gotta be the player and the person you need to be ready for that moment. And the way you do that is by being sharp every day, and attacking. Kind of when I'm not playing, it's like these trainings are kind of my game day in a way. We're playing small side. I'm trying to score as many goals as I can, compete, all that sort of thing. So it's about doing the right things, even when the chances aren't right in front of you, but believing that they will be at some point.
Lots of new phases for the team as of late. What's the energy like among your position group specifically? How do you push yourself and your teammates to raise the level every week?
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of both great players in this locker room, but also great people, and I think that's a clear a clear strategic play from the front office to get that sort of mix of people and players in, and I think it creates a really healthy locker room where even when people aren't playing as much, they're still competing, working hard, but also supporting each other. So I, for example, when I get this chance, everybody in the locker room is excited for me and they're coming up to me and showing their support in that way. And when you have all your teammates behind you like that, it really helps. And I do the same for any of the other guys as well. And yeah, we just have I'm really happy with the locker room and team we have, and obviously recently it's been showing more with the results we've been getting.
It's looked like it's finally kind of coming together, as I would say. Let's take it off the pitch for a moment. Have you enjoyed Houston so far? Obviously, you've been here about 2 years. Any favorite places you like to eat, hang out?
Yeah, it's been awesome this year too with kind of as you mentioned with some new faces. There's more guys my age too, where I've been able to kind of explore the city a bit more. And I was living in the Heights last year, now more in Montrose, and kind of I think we everybody who lives here knows how good the food is all around the city. So that's been something that I've been able to enjoy with the guys. And I think the second year now I've just become much more comfortable too being in the city. It was different to me from moving from the East Coast to Houston, but now I'm really kind of able to see why people love this place so much.
It's beautiful. Just it's a little hotter. Definitely a little hotter.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's the
j-
one thing maybe I would change about it, but
just a tad. Just a tad. Nobody can be perfect, I guess. Got any go-to hobbies or ways you like to recharge when you're not training or competing, Gabe?
yeah, so this year, and I think it's been really good for me mentally. I about half a year ago now, I picked up the guitar and I kind of play at least an hour. I try to at least an hour almost every day. So I've been getting better in that way, and I just really enjoy music. So it's been cool to kind of see another area of my life where I can work hard at it and see the results from it. But it's also something that is just calming, and I lose track of time doing. So that's been great. And as I said before, hanging out with some of the guys off the outside of the locker room and going to great restaurants and stuff like that is also a hobby of mine.
All right. Well, looking ahead this week, you guys host Sporting Kansas City before the international break. What kind of challenges do you expect from them, or what kind of challenge do you expect from them, and what it will take for the Dynamo to keep momentum going?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're we obviously do our research on Sporting KC and their strong suits and all that sort of thing, but we're more worried about ourselves always and being um, at our best and focusing on what we can do. So that's kind of our approach going into this, knowing that we do have a break on the other side. So we've had a lot of good results this month, but we need to have another one, and we need to put all our energy into that, everybody on board, and get another good result. And then keep doing that throughout the year.
And finally, after a performance like the one you just had, how do you stay grounded? While continuing to push forward. What are your goals for the rest of the season as well? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've talked about it a good bit now, but there's times when when I've played and I've scored and everything, and then there's times when I just don't play at all. So I think it's easy for me to stay grounded because I know that with the highs like yesterday, there's also a lot of very low lows. So if you ride that roller coaster, then you're not going to have the success that you're gonna want, and you're not gonna be happy and all that sort of thing. So you gotta kind of stay even keeled and just ready for whatever's next. So that's kind of where my head's at. And as for goals for the rest of the year, obviously I want to play as much as I can, but it's kind of similar to before, just staying ready for whatever opportunities I do get and try and make the most of them like I did yesterday.
Gabe, any words you may have for all the Houston Dynamo fans out there as the season continues in full swing?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully they've been a bit more excited with some of the results we've been getting. I know it took a little bit to get there, but especially with a lot of new faces, that's a normal thing. So we're the one thing I don't think any of them should question or be worried about is how hard this team works on a day-to-day basis. And every time we step on the field, we're really trying our best to get the results for the club, but also the city and the fans. So um, I guess thank you to them for sticking with us, and we're gonna keep working hard.
That was Gabe Segal, humble, sharp, ready for the moment. Big thanks, Gabe, for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Be sure to catch the Dynamo back at home this weekend against Sporting Kansas City. Check out the full coverage leading up to international break. You've been listening to Orange Talk from Bayou City Soccer, where Houston soccer lives. Hit that follow, and we'll see you next time.